We are at Shop Talk. Jennifer Pizzo in the house. You know her as Macho.
Yes.
Macho, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I know it took us a couple of tries to get it dialed in with everybody with little kids at home and being sick and whatnot.
Yep.
That's my fault.
Yeah.
I had a whole house full of it.
Me too.
Cold and flu season is here, so stay hydrated.
For sure.
Right. So welcome to Shop Talk.
Thank you.
What we want to do is kind of take a little stroll down memory lane with you and talk about kind of where you've been. You've been in kind of a transition for a little while.
Yep.
Never really stepped away from the industry and the people and things. So let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
We were just talking a little bit before this and talking about people's journeys and how you get to where you are.
Yep.
You wanted to be a teacher.
Yes. So I went to Northern Illinois University.
All right. Go Huskies.
It was, I called it the suitcase school because I came home every weekend.
Yeah, for a lot of people it is.
I actually worked at Jewel food stores.
Nice.
So I worked in the
At
bake
the Jewels.
Yes, at the Jewel food store. And I worked in the bake shop for 7 years. And I couldn't quit. And I couldn't quit because I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
Not a quitter.
I'm not a quitter.
But I would come home every weekend
And work.
and hang out with my friends, right?
Were you living in DeKalb?
I was living in DeKalb during the week
Yeah.
and then coming home on the weekends because I worked for Jewel for 7 years, so I made really good money.
Yeah.
And plus, it's where I got all of my customer service skills. You know, you got to have great customer service skills.
There's no Jewels in DeKalb, so it's not like you
There's
could
no
go
Jewel.
from one Jewels to the other
And,
Jewels.
you know, 7 years in, you're already making good money, time and
wow.
a half on Sundays.
Very
so
good.
I would come home every weekend, but I went to school to be a teacher.
Teacher?
Yeah.
What kind of a teacher?
Yeah. Elementary, yeah. Do you believe it?
Well,
Could you see me there?
yeah, probably.
I went to school at Northern all the way up to my professional semesters. That's when you actually go into the schools and you start teaching.
Yeah.
But I would come home every weekend and hang out with my friends,
Right.
kind of party. And there was one girl I was hanging out with. Her name was Ginny, and she is in sales. She used to work at Prairie Stone Restaurant, and she was like, you know, you need to come interview with us. I can't see you sitting in a classroom with kids. You have such a great personality. You would be great at sales.
Okay.
So this is when I went to Riki Office Furniture, Riki Office Interiors, which is a local manufacturer here in Elgin.
Right.
And I interviewed, and I was like, okay, I can do this. Let's just finish off school, which I did. I did not go into my professionals. I just got my degree in liberal arts and science, and I started my sales career in 2001 with Riki.
So you never actually went into the classroom?
I never went into the classroom.
You went into sales?
I went into sales.
Furniture sales?
Furniture sales.
So you'd been in furniture sales your whole career, basically.
Basically, yeah, my whole career.
So how long were you at Riki?
I was at Riki for 4.5 years.
And what were you doing there?
I was outside sales, bringing in new clients, designing new spaces, putting in, private offices, workstations, all the stuff that the contract furniture dealers do. But Riki was a little bit different because they were a manufacturer. Most of the large contract furniture dealers have larger manufacturers that they sell.
Right.
So
who are you calling on?
I was calling on business owners. They're a little bit smaller and stay under the radar a little bit. They're they're not like the big furniture dealerships. So I was calling on mid-sized companies, small to mid-sized companies.
They have a pretty huge facility.
They do.
Yeah. So that's where they do all the manufacturing.
They do all the manufacturing there. And actually, they have turf over there too. I don't know if you've heard of turf, but they are the acoustical ceiling stuff, the sound masking.
Yeah.
So they have that operation under that house over
So
there
this
too.
is how you broke into the commercial real estate industry.
Yes.
Okay. It's very similar to me.
Yeah.
Started in furniture and figured it out from there. So you went from Riki.
I went from Riki and I left there and I had a short stint in sales at a printing company.
Okay.
Which was in Elk Grove, and it was fun, but it wasn't for me. I was into the furniture. It was a different kind of sales.
Yeah.
I did like a couple of I actually did some work for I don't know, a construction company. We did some postcards for them. And so I stayed there for like a little bit. And then one of my friends in contract furniture wanted to pull me back in.
Right.
And she introduced me to
Like The Godfather. Just
The
when I thought I
Godfather.
was out,
The
they
Godfather.
pulled me back in.
He pulled me back in.
Okay.
Yeah. And she introduced me to Scott McPartland.
Okay.
So a lot of people know Scott. His father used to own
Henderson, yep.
Yeah, Steve McPartland.
Yep.
So Scott worked for a company called Workrite Ergonomics that his uncle started probably 25 years ago. And he was looking to grow the Chicago market and add on another salesperson. And it was different. It wasn't the dealer side of the business. It was being a manufacturer rep.
Right.
So I actually got to go into all the contract furniture dealers and sell my product.
So your customer base just went from this pretty finite,
Yes,
area of people to being able to touch everybody.
yeah, touch everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
So architects and designers, furniture dealerships, anybody that is specifying furniture, is that?
Yeah, specifying furniture, real estate, facility managers. We did not sell direct.
Okay.
Because we sold through the contract furniture dealers, but I did market direct.
Yeah.
I would go into large corporate end users and try to market the whole education side behind the product that I was selling, which was ergonomic product.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about ergonomics and what is that? Because I know everybody knows the word and everybody understands, maybe a sit-stand type of situation, but there's a lot of science behind it.
There totally is. That's one of the things that is lacking out there is the education behind it. Ergonomics is fitting the person to your work area, your workspace, comfortably without hurting yourself. There's a proper way of sitting. There's a proper way of standing.
As I sit up straight.
Yeah, you need to
sit
up straight because
stop slouching, David.
Yeah. So Workrite got us all certified in OSHA compliant ergonomic assessments. So I'm actually certified to stand behind you and teach you how to properly sit or stand at your station. And I did that education throughout my last 14 years with Workrite with a lot of large corporate end users.
Okay.
That was my passion in the field. It wasn't really the product. It was the education behind it and making sure.
So the teacher in you came out.
Yes. So I am teaching.
Yeah, for sure.
And I loved going into corporate end users and just making sure that they were keying properly and, sitting upright, or if they had carpal tunnel syndrome. I can try to alleviate, even though once you get it, it's a little bit too late, but you could alleviate the issue to continue to happen.
Right.
Because carpal tunnel you can have surgery on and then it can come back.
Sure. Yeah. If you're not correcting the problem.
If you're not correcting the problem. And that's the big thing with the ergonomic product out there is, it became such a fad so fast, the sit-stand. A fad, but it should have stayed a niche.
I remember being at desks. I hadn't been there very long. And, there's always different kind of buzzwords and product solutions that come around that are like the hot button, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, I don't know who it was or what manufacturer it was, but the first sit stand thing I had ever seen. Now, I never have used one personally. Probably should. I think everybody probably should. But I remember that, ergonomics being like a big hot button for a long time at the dealer level. And your showroom over at the Mart was really tiny. I remember it being really small.
Super tiny.
I remember it being really small.
For years.
I remember going to Neocon and popping in there for a cocktail or something.
Yeah.
And
you can't
walk to that. It was, everybody
was
was
like, move
elbows.
Well, they renovated that in the last 3 years. So they expanded. They tripled in size. I learned a lot from Workrite.
Well, I think it went from like a buzzword to an actual solution-based thing for corporate America.
Yeah.
That's kind of
that's what I mean. So I feel like it was a solution, kind of and then it became a buzzword, and now it's just become a commodity.
Right.
It's a saturated market.
Is it more so now a part of how, the corporate side of our business, how they, is it part of kind of their culture now to be, you know, conscious of how their employees are sitting and standing and how they're working?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
mission accomplished then.
Yeah, a lot of large corporations, they have wellness programs, and this is huge, you know, in corporate.
I think you know that it's caught on when the major manufacturers start coming out with their own,
and that's the thing,
ergonomic type of solutions.
And that's
right?
why we're commoditized.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was a niche, and then it became basically the largest piece of furniture in the workstation. You know, the cubicle walls came down.
Right.
You know, everything's going open office, benching, but height adjustable.
Right.
Like every new space has an ergonomic solution in it, which is important.
It is. So how long were you at Workrite?
I was at Workrite for almost 14 years.
Holy cow.
So, yeah.
And then you decided you wanted to make a change.
Yes.
I remember calling you.
Yeah.
I had seen something or heard something somewhere, maybe even heard from you. I got a text or something from you.
Yeah.
That you had left Workrite. Yeah. And my first instinct always pick up the phone and call Macho.
Like, what's going on?
What the heck is going on?
What is going on?
I number one, I admire that you stepped away and you took some time. I mean, you've got, you know, kids at home and a family, and you enjoyed your summertime.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah. So you were able to step away for a little bit without disconnecting from people in the industry, which I think is probably pretty important.
Yeah, that was huge for me because I really didn't know what I was going to do. I mean, I had a couple different directions I can go in. I can stay in furniture. You know, I can go anywhere. I can go to any of the contract furniture. Everybody's always looking for a seasoned senior level.
And your network of people
Yeah.
that you've built over the last 15 plus years is pretty strong.
Yeah. Yep.
People love Macho, man.
Yeah. And I didn't know if I wanted to stay. I obviously couldn't stay in ergonomics because, you know, there's always that little legal thing that you have to wait a year.
Right.
You know, you have a non-compete and you have to wait a year. And I was honestly just ready to grow in something different. And I loved ergonomics. It was a passion, and it still is. I still walk into people's offices and I'm like, you're not sitting right. I'm going to spank you.
Old habits die hard.
Yeah,
you know?
I still, and you know what? It actually is like a good tool to have in my pocket walking into offices now from what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm still helping people.
So you took months off.
Months. Yeah. I left Workrite in July, and I took 3 months off.
Oh, that's awesome.
I took like the rest of the summer off.
That's beautiful.
And I started talking to people and just putting the word out there, like, you know, I'm free agent.
Right.
Let's start talking. I was talking to a couple of different furniture dealerships, and my friend, Ginny, who I worked with at Reiki, she was in sales at Reiki for 20 years.
Wow.
So this is like a full circle, meant to be kind of thing. It's all, I feel like it's the universe.
Right.
You know, telling me like this is what's going to happen, and it's going to be good.
All the signs pointed to
all
this.
the
is what
signs pointed. Yeah. I had a conversation with her, and she said she always, you know, she wanted me to come on board. She actually left Reiki last year to start the sales team over at where I'm at now, which is Apex3.
Okay, so you made a decision. You're going to leave the furniture side, and you're going to take on something new that's a new challenge for you.
Yeah.
And the way you got there was from a relationship that was 20 years
Yeah.
in the making.
And honestly,
never burn your bridges.
Don't ever burn your bridges. No,
Yeah.
she's actually one of my best friends.
Okay.
She's a beautiful person. She's got great energy. She was actually a mentor to me when I was at Reiki.
Okay.
And we, you know, her kids call me Auntie Mach.
Oh boy.
And you know what? Actually, that's where Macho came from.
Oh yeah. Okay. We got to talk about Macho.
Okay.
We got to talk about Macho.
Okay.
So
while we're there.
So Jennifer Pizzo.
Jennifer Pizzo.
Also known as Macho. Most people in the industry probably know you as Macho.
Yeah.
They probably never know your
a lot
real
of
name.
A lot of my close industry people know me as Macho.
Okay. So where does Macho come from?
So, well, I'm Jennifer. My name is Jennifer. I'm a child of the 70s. There's a million Jennifers out there, right? Isn't there a million Jennifers? Seriously.
True story.
Both of my best friends, like my close best friends, their names are Jennifer.
Okay.
So what do you do with that?
You got to come up with a nickname, I guess.
Yeah. So my maiden last name is Ukrainian.
Okay.
And it's Mahamata.
Muhammad.
But it begins with Macho. Macho.
Okay.
Okay. So Ginny.
But it's not, there's no macho in it,
But
in the pronunciation.
There's no macho in the pronunciation, but when you look at it, there's macho right there. Bam, macho.
Funny.
Macho mita. So my friend Ginny, since there's so many Jens in this world, she just started calling me Macho.
Okay.
And I mean, this name has stuck with me. All of my friends call me Macho, Mach, Chamo, Chachi, Chach. It's just, it's just me. It's me. Like when somebody calls me Jennifer, I don't even turn my head.
Yeah.
I'm not Jennifer. I'm Macho.
Right.
And most people who get to know me know I'm Macho, right?
Yeah.
You know that, right?
100%.
Come on.
So it comes from your maiden name.
Yeah, my maiden
Macho.
name. And Ginny, the person I work with now, actually coined it.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that crazy?
Everything came full circle.
It's all full
So
circle.
now she's at Apex3 and she's looking for an absolute hammer to come in and move the dial, right?
Yeah.
Move the needle.
Yeah.
She said, I got to have Macho.
She wanted to have Macho.
So you talked all about it, learned all about it, and you said, this is the gig for me.
This is the gig for me.
Now, that's a new challenge for you.
I love it, though.
But your client base and your network of people remains the same.
Yep.
So just different message, right?
Just different message.
Yeah.
For me, I've always been that type of salesperson that the product just is in my back pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I love to build a relationship first. That's the most important thing. Like, I want to know who DJ is.
Right.
I want to know who David Julian is before anything.
Right.
And then whatever I have in my back pocket comes along with me.
Well, I mean, think of it. You're where you are now is the byproduct of building a relationship 20 years ago.
I know.
I mean, that's a very cool story.
Yeah. It's like full circle. It's
well, and then everything that happened in between,
Yeah.
You take all of those relationships with you to doing what you're doing now.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Apex3 a little bit.
Okay.
What is Apex3 and what do you guys do?
Okay. So Apex3 Systems, we're a fully integrated security integrator. Did that make sense?
You're an integrated security integrator.
We are a security integrator, a fully integrated security integrator.
So what does that mean?
So that means
the word integrator, like integrator of integration integrators.
Integrators of integration. Intelligent security solutions. That's what we provide. So we do everything from cameras to access control to intrusion. We do everything. We design the actual layout of where the cameras are going to be placed, where the panels are going to be placed, where the access control is going to be. Then we present that to the client. We design, we implement, we maintain, we educate behind it, and we're in for the long run with the client.
What kinds of companies are using that type of security?
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody and their brother has a camera on their building now, or needs a camera on their building.
Sure.
Or inside their building, or access control. Every commercial space, even in the city, all the high rises, even though they're not involved with the actual building security, each floor has to have their own access control.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Key cards in and out.
Right. So you're calling on property managers?
Property managers, facility managers, owners. If it's a smaller company, I'm usually talking to owners and CFOs.
Yeah.
And I like it because, it's still people helping people.
Right.
It's a people helping people, and we need to be protected, right?
Yes.
It's a crazy day.
That's a far cry from sit stand.
It really is. Sit stand, I still was helping people.
True.
With like their body, making sure they didn't get carpal tunnel, back issues, neck issues, with the education behind it. And now security is, I'm protecting your greatest assets.
And
there's your people.
And there's teaching behind that too.
Yeah.
Right. So what are the things that drive like that kind of an opportunity for you with Apex3? What are the things that drive that? I mean, is it a technology driven thing? Is it a peace of mind driven thing? Is it a?
I think it's all of that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it is a technology thing to a point. A lot of the camera systems now have great analytics built into them.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do like plate recognition. I mean, I can type in like guy with black and white checkered shirt, and you will come up on the screen, on the camera screen, the security system. I mean, the analytics behind it are great. Really, I mean, you could do like if you're in a factory setting and you have like a 24-hour factory, you could set up a camera and the camera will learn that space and learn how it works. If something happens in that space, it's called unusual detection.
Okay.
Like somebody like lifts their arm the wrong way, like a gun or something. It could be detected through the cameras and alert your system right away.
Wow.
It's really cool.
That's a lot of technology.
That's a lot of technology.
It's probably technology that people don't think of.
They don't think about it, but I'm here to educate them about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
it's
amazing.
Crazy, isn't it?
It is. It is. I mean, the technology field in and of itself is a competitive world.
Yeah.
But I mean, think of the technology that we use every day. What's in your hand, right? Your cell phone.
Yeah.
And there's so much untapped about that technology that we don't use. We just don't understand what the capacity is and what it can do. So it takes people like you at Apex3 to talk about, well, here's what security is and here's what it does and this is the function that serves. It's not just keeping an eye on things.
No.
Right?
No, it's not.
So you've been there now.
I've been there, God, not even
a month. A month.
October 21st,
It's
like
so
over a
new.
month. I'm so new, but not.
Yeah.
I'm so new, but not.
Right. What do you think some of the challenges are going to be for you? I mean, you have to.
I mean, we're a
right?
fast-growing company.
Okay.
Fast-growing company. They never had a sales team before.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of the dynamic is how Apex Systems became Apex Systems is that our actual holding company, our owners, owned Premier Security.
Okay.
Which is the guard side of the service.
Got it.
So they sold to a larger entity on the East Coast called SOS Security. And
so does Premier not exist anymore?
Premier's does not exist anymore, but
okay.
SOS does. But they always had Apex3 Systems as a little division when they had the guard service. Oh, this guy needs cameras, let's do it. So they were just doing like systems through that run rate business of the guard service.
Okay.
So then they sold that security side of the business and kept the Apex3 system business. Our holding company has a couple of other things that they're working on, like like cool stuff, like
That's
facial
nuts.
Facial recognition.
That's nuts, man. That's like Big Brother stuff.
Yeah, Big Brother. Oh my God, it's so funny you mentioned that.
Big Brother stuff.
Yeah, you want to be safe, right? Big Brother's crazy. They got cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
So they kept the system side. Like I said, Ginny went there last year, started the sales team, and we are growing rapidly.
Wow.
I mean, so fast that we can't keep up.
Yeah.
I mean, we do need technicians though.
Okay. So do you guys do all of the installation and everything too?
Yes.
So you are a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
For everything that is security based.
Everything that's security based. We don't do the guards. We do the systems.
Right. SOS does the guards.
SOS, but they just got bought by another big entity called Allied. So now it's going to be Allied.
So how many other security companies are out there doing what you do?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. There's
really saturated market?
Not too saturated. I mean, there's large ones. I mean, one that we can talk about is Convergent. Okay. I mean, they're huge, but they do global stuff. Locally, there's a good handful of us out there that are doing the same thing, but you know what's going to set us apart, right?
Macho.
That's right.
That's the key.
Yeah, I want to be there from the beginning to the end. Most other companies, integration companies, we call it set it and forget it. Mm-hmm. We don't want to set it and forget it. We want to maintain. We want to make sure you're good because this is the thing with cameras. They have a life expectancy because technology is moving so fast that like within 7 years you're going to have to switch out that system.
Yeah.
I mean,
who monitors the stuff?
Well, the alarm. The intrusion stuff, we have a 24-hour monitoring company, third-party company that we do. But monitoring the security, somebody on site will.
Oh, okay, I see.
If something happens, Apex is in the background
Right.
taking care of any issues.
Yeah.
But, we teach them how to monitor their own systems.
I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Isn't it crazy? See
Big
how much
brother.
I know already?
Yeah, look at you after a month.
I'm so proud of
That's
myself.
impressive. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
So you say you're a rapidly growing company.
Yes.
What are the things that you're attributing the growth to?
Well, building the sales team. Building a
Well, I would imagine if you have never had a sales team before, and then you get a couple of world beaters like Ginny and yourself, that out of the gate you're already seeing.
We're already growing.
Growth.
Yeah. So we have there's 3 of us that are doing sales. Ginny she's VP, Vice President of New Business Development. I'm Vice President of Sales. And then we have Jameson, he's downtown doing our Chicago stuff. So there's 3 of us.
Are you staying suburban?
I'm going wherever my contacts take me.
Got it.
I have such a large network that I have not been able to tap into because Ergonomics,
Sure.
And now I get to go back out, meet with all that network. It's something fresh, something new. And, they're like, yeah, my client needs this, or we need this in our own space.
Right.
Help me.
Do you find a lot that people's security needs are underserviced or not serviced at all?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of people who don't maintain their systems, and we come in and we basically diagnose the system and help them through what they can do better in their spaces. Our one of our owners is ex-military.
Okay.
So he's got such he walks into a space and he's like, no. Mm-mm.
He's all about the black ops.
Oh, he is, yeah. But he's great. He all of the guys that I work with have been in the security industry. They probably have 40 combined plus years of experience.
In the security industry.
In the security industry, yeah. In integration and in guard service and in all of it.
Yeah. So let's take Langehaumer Construction as an example. To my knowledge, outside of, we do have key card entry.
I saw that.
And we do have coded entry on the back. Outside of that, that's all tied into a system that alerts, alerts somebody in-house, alerts if it's a break-in type thing, and it alerts the authorities kind of thing. But outside of that, back here in the complex that we're in, I don't know if there's security cameras. I don't know
in the parking lots. On the
well,
buildings.
but I don't know that there's not either. It's not something that I know from our standpoint in the house. It's not something that we are monitoring for sure. I don't know if it's something that maybe exists outside of that, but so take like a mid-sized company like ours, and what would you recommend that we would need and why?
I would say, I would have to check out your access control system. A lot of the access control systems out there could be old.
Right.
And you can make copies of key fobs now at Jewel on a machine called KeyMe.
Really?
You guys got to watch out for this. So there's a lot of old readers out there that are not encrypted.
Okay.
So those ones that are not encrypted, you could take your key fob, even like the little small round key fobs. They have key fobs like this, they have key fob round ones. You could take those, put them in the machine at Jewel and make a copy. How safe is that?
Not at all.
Not
at all.
And there's a lot of that old technology out there within buildings. So I'd have to check out your access control. You should go to Jewel and see if you can make a copy.
That's crazy.
You should. You should go to Jewel and see if you
crazy.
can make a copy.
That's like CSI type stuff.
Most of the newer systems are all crypted. They're all good, but you got to watch out for that because. So this is what happened. I met with a guy. He's a manufacturer rep, and he told me a story about access control. New York gyms are super expensive. They're like $150 a month, right?
Yeah.
So they give them access control key cards. Well, what was happening was they were making copies, $5 key card copies, giving them to people, and people were going in the gym And they do monitor because that key card is encrypted with your information on it, right?
Okay.
So they saw that this guy was here like every day, all day, because there was different people that had his card.
David Julian is keying in and out
Yes.
like 100 times in a day.
So that's
all that time I'm spending
that's
at the
I
gym
love
these
I love
days,
that
Macho.
story. I'm like,
Can't you tell?
Yeah, totally. You look like you're working out.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, that's like one case of the access control.
That's insane.
Also, cameras. Cameras are important. I know people don't. I know people don't like Big Brother, like being watched. But
well, there's a purpose to it.
There is a purpose. There's the active shooter stuff.
Oh boy.
With the school districts, it's huge.
Dude,
and
it's so sad that we even have to talk about that.
I know, but you have
with our
to.
Kids. And
I know.
Do your kids do like active shooter drills
Ellis,
in school?
They're called Ellis
Well,
drills. Yeah. You know what? I don't know if my kids did it, but I know the teachers did it. I don't know if they did it with the kids.
So our kids have done it. My kids have done it. No, like I asked my daughter Peyton, who's 7. I asked Pay. I said, so you had a drill at school today? Oh yeah. What was the drill for? If there's someone bad that comes into our school and we need to hide, this is what we do. Yeah. Okay. I kind of left it at that. It actually had no idea what to say because I don't want to go into what that is and the security level of what that is, right? But I just say it's so sad that we even have to talk about that stuff.
Always hug your kids.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Love those kids because this is a crazy world. But so I actually met with a new contact a couple of weeks ago, and he is an ex-police detective locally, and he started a company called Serve and Protect, and he goes into commercial buildings. He doesn't do schools because the police departments do schools now. Commercial buildings, industrial buildings, hospitals, all of that. And he teaches these courses, the Ellis courses on active shooting. It's crazy.
It's sad is what it is.
It's sad, but it's needed. Because you don't know. I mean, if you don't have access control on your door, somebody can just walk in.
Right.
Anybody.
I remember our old office before we moved into the palatial estate here in Rolling Meadows. Our old office years ago had nothing. People just kind of walk in and out. Random people would walk in and out and, hey, who are you? What are you doing here?
That's how it is at all the contract furniture dealers.
Yeah.
I would just walk in and walk around the office.
Right.
No cameras, nothing. I mean, that's the importance of cameras. If you have a couple of cameras with the analytics in it that are going to detect unusual objects like a gun.
That's nuts.
That's going to save some lives.
Right.
It will alert the system right away. You can hit the panic,
So this is the kind of technology that your company has access to that can provide that service.
Yeah. We work with a great manufacturer, and I'm going to name it because I like them. Vigilon. They're a Motorola solution company. They got great analytics in their camera, and all of their systems can talk. Like their cameras can talk to the access control. The access control can talk to the intrusion.
Yeah.
And it all works together like one beautiful,
that's insane,
secure package.
And that technology is going to continue to change. And it's going to continue to grow, and it's going to continue to move forward. Yeah, and Apex3 will be on the cutting edge, man.
Yeah,
that's cool stuff.
I'm really excited about it.
So let's look 5 years down the road. What's the grand plan for Macho, Vice President of Sales at Apex3? Like, what do you want Apex3 to be?
Oh God, we want to grow.
Yeah.
I want to be everybody's like security girl. Just call me your double.
I want to be your security girl.
Now instead of being Ergo girl,
I
want to be your 007 agent. That's what I feel like.
You were
now.
Ergo girl for so long.
I know. Now I'm a 007 agent.
That's very cool.
I like it. No, I see us growing. I mean, as we're in growth mode right now, but I see us becoming a really big player in the Chicagoland area. I mean, I foresee it. I'm going to manifest it. And we're going to do it.
What are some of the things that that you're taking advantage of through the commercial real estate industry to get the word out about Apex3 and what you're doing?
Well, I mean, I'm meeting with every single.
I mean, you're doing Shop Talk.
I'm doing Shop Talk.
I mean, we have tens of viewers.
I know.
So
tens of viewers. I love it. Well, not after Macho Shop
Macho
Talk.
hits the road, man.
Yeah, we're gonna get those viewers up. Let me tell ya.
No, I mean like obviously you're always around the cornet stuff.
Yeah,
right?
cornet. It's Boma's going to be big for me now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do Boma Suburban. My husband's a big key to my network because he works in the commercial industry through snow removal. So he works with property managers.
Sure.
Just reaching out to all those people who, I can never really have conversations with from being in the niche of the ergonomic world.
Yeah.
Like I have so many connections and facility people and just work. I'm just going to be working it. You guys out there, you guys are going to help me. Yeah.
If you need Macho.
Here's
where we find
But
her.
I'm definitely, I'm a service-orientated person. I always have been.
Yeah.
Relationship builder, service-orientated. I'm not going to, I'm not one to sell the job and walk away.
Yeah.
It's not my style.
Me either. I always stay plugged into it.
Plugged in the whole time.
Yeah.
Because you don't know where that company's going to go, right?
So I had a nice conversation last week with Brian Hammersley, who was in the hot seat. And Brian talked about, their process as architects and our process as, builders.
Yeah.
How do we make something into a thing, right? And he talked about this thing.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I'm going to steal that because I think that's brilliant, right? What do? I turn something into a thing. Yep. And it's not a thing until it's a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to use the thing.
Yeah.
So in the security world, right, how are you going to use 20 years of experience and now talk about what this new thing is? Right?
Yeah.
How are you going to do that? How are you going to do that?
How am I going to do that?
You've got a plan.
How am I going to do that? My plan is just like I said. I am going to use my relationships. Everybody. My whole phone list is going to get a text. Message.
Oh boy.
You're going to get text.
You text me anyways,
yeah.
Macho.
we have a marketing person that helps us with that too.
Uh-huh.
She does social media is huge.
Right.
I mean, it's huge. Social media platform is great and not great, but great for making yourself look bigger than you really are.
It's perception, certainly. I mean, there's a whole reason that we're doing what we're doing in terms of the podcast and getting, LCI out there through social media. The thing about social media is someone has to pay attention to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
In-house.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're never kind of in the present of what the social media platform is. I think I go on LinkedIn and I see the same people, consistently see the same people delivering a message.
Yeah.
So I'm a big proponent of using social media and the platform to put a consistent message out there and help create, awareness for your brand and all those things. So that's good that you have someone in-house that's giving that attention.
Yeah. You got to stay in front of it. I mean, I always see the same people on who are posting, but it's bringing me to them and see, and they they're looking way bigger.
It's perception, man.
It is perception.
It is you go on. You go on the different platforms. You go on, Facebook, and everything's kittens and rainbows on Facebook.
Yeah.
Right.
Your life is perfect.
Well, but you're only going to take a picture and post something of a perfect moment.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You're not going to take a picture of your.
That's not what's really happening.
Having the flu and puking in a bucket. I mean. Those that do, I guess, maybe they're ahead of the curve.
I've
in terms
seen
of
people
what that
post
is,
pictures
right?
of their kids' injuries. Here's
of course.
But
I mean, you're on Facebook. What do you use Facebook for?
I use Facebook to encourage. So I'm very spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
And I just use it to encourage people. I don't post anything negative. I don't do any kind of politics or anything like that.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from all of that, but I'm trying to be the light.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of darkness out there.
Sure.
So, if I can post something that's going to make somebody's day, that's what I'm going to post.
Right.
So actually last year at White Elephant, my girlfriends and I do White Elephant.
Mm-hmm.
And last year I got a unicorn daily calendar, 365-day calendar.
Oh, unicorns.
And
nice.
so if you see my Facebook, I post like the daily unicorn every day, which is kind of funny, but it
I'm sure I've seen it, but I don't ever. I
probably
never
have,
noticed that it's a daily unicorn.
It's always beautiful. like 2 days ago, it said let light in, and that's meaningful to me because there's so much darkness in this world, and not enough people smiling, and
that's your approach to building relationships,
and that's my approach.
I mean, I know that much about you.
Yeah.
That I'm comfortable saying that.
Yeah.
The spiritual side of Macho certainly is how you build the relationships with people that you have.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it.
Exactly. And I just I know I took a spiritual gift test a couple years ago, and most of my spiritual gifts, like, I know are my gifts now. Like, after probably 40, I feel really comfortable in my skin now,
That's
and good, and yeah.
Well, and you're excited.
Yeah, and excited.
You're excited for what's ahead, and you're excited about what you're learning, and you're excited about the people that you're with.
Yeah.
Which is important. I know we made a joke earlier when you were here about, enjoying the people that, are around you, and in creating your company and your company culture and things like that. And I, joked and said, well, Lori's awesome, but I don't like anybody else. That's not true. That's not true. I mean, I really, really enjoy.
It's really different when you work with people you love.
Yeah.
Like I don't like these people. I love them.
Sure.
Like, and
they're your family.
They're my family,
Yeah.
and basically Apex3 Systems is my company too. And it gives me great. I'm proud just that my friend wanted me to come over. It's exciting, like she actually sees something in me, that could help grow their business. Yeah. And it's just
a great partnership that is.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wish you nothing but great things.
I know.
Great things. And
You're
I'm
awesome.
always here to help in any way.
I know.
Should you need it. I know you don't really need help.
Yeah, I need help. I need all the help in the world.
I'm always good for a cup of coffee somewhere, Macho.
Yeah.
You know that.
Honestly, all of this is really just surface level stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. The greater meaning for me is just the people.
Mm-hmm.
People loving people.
Well, I think it's a great thing that you stayed as connected as you were, even when you stepped away.
Yeah.
For a few months. I think that was probably pretty important in terms of you making this transition. So Apex3. We'll put some info on the YouTube channel.
Ooh, that'd be awesome.
And when we put out the clip, we'll put a little bit of info for Apex3 and how to find Macho for all of your security needs. Well, I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you.
Oh my God!
I think it's amazing that you've seamlessly transitioned from one to the other. Nah, shoot, get out of here. Anything you want to throw out in closing?
Oh, I don't know. Just be authentic, be yourself, and that's
that's hard for most people.
it is really hard, but when you're your true self and you come into your true meaning.
Well, I will say this: when you meet Macho, what you see is what you get.
That's right.
I've always appreciated that.
You know what? Honestly, I'm a little bit of everything rolled into one.
Love it.
And that's the way I live my life.
Well, thank you for being here for Shop Talk.
Thank you.
If anybody needs any security needs, Macho's your girl.
Yeah, Apex3 Systems. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Macho.
I really appreciate it.
You got
Thank
it.
you.
Yep.